Hey guys, excited to give you a peek behind the curtain of the type of coaching that goes on inside of my academy today. Today, I'm coming to you talking about content and content creation and how content creation will make or break you in 2022. It is the vehicle to create millions if you tap into it properly. It is how we've been able to scale $1 million business, has been through the relentless commitment to showing up online, letting people know we're open for business, making it easy for people to find us and to purchase from us. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Keep in mind, it was me streaming live inside of my academy, but I'm bringing these nuggets to you because I thought they were so important. I wanted to drop them on my podcast today. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey friend, Melissa Hinault here with the Burnout to All Out podcast. I'm a former multiple six-figure executive corporate burnout, feeling stuck in the life I built for myself. But using my corporate skills, I took to the internet and have built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, showing others how they can build a life they love. Now, on this podcast, I share stories of being an entrepreneur, a mom to my 3 amazing kids, and wife to my wonderful and supportive husband who supports all my wild and crazy dreams. My journey is taking grit and persistence and belief. And believe me, I'm still a work in progress that you may witness in real time, whether it's in our free Burnout to All Out Facebook community or inside my mastermind, or even in my coaching programs, or maybe just right here on the podcast. I'm laughing and I'm crying with you. I've become a serial entrepreneur with a passion to inspire more burnouts to take the leap of faith and go all out and live out their dreams. Consider me your mentor in your head and on the go. So let's get started. We're going to talk about content and how serious are you taking it? How serious are you taking making content? Okay, because the number one, write this down, the number one thing that you can do in 2022 to grow your business is going to be how serious you take creating content on media. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The number one variable to being successful in 2022 is going to be how serious you're taking writing content on social media. Okay, if you are one of our clients who's saying LinkedIn is broken, social media is broken, it's not for me, it's not working, I'm here to tell you, and this is tough love, it's not broken. You are. The good news is we can fix that. Okay. There are people making ungodly transactions and sales right now while I'm talking on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, right? We have to make content that attracts our clients. It's just like the question that just came in. Should I be telling them what I'm doing? Sure, you can tell them what you're doing, but that's not providing value. Provide the effing value and they'll know what you're about and follow you more to learn more from you, right? Yes, business is booming. When social media is not working for you, you need to ask yourself, how am I working it? Okay? And I don't know, I can't tell who's in the chat here, but George, I'm going to use George as an example because it's a good one, right? You can be relentlessly on an engine, relentlessly on a platform, but if all you're doing is spamming people with a curated script and not showing up authentically, right? You're not making content that's attracting the ideal client. George will admit the first half of his journey in the academy, he was spamming tons of people. It wasn't that he wasn't active. He was probably working harder than all of us, right? But it wasn't until he stopped spamming and he actually rolled up his sleeves and got authentic in his communication in his content that his business started to boom, making more now than he ever has. George, I'm having so much fun watching you. And he's such a good example of where it's just like basketball, right? It's the tool, right? It's the ball. Like LeBron James makes millions with that basketball. While for me, I make nothing. I make nothing with a basketball. Why? Because LeBron James studied the game with the ball and he practiced with that tool relentlessly and deserves all the success he's getting. We have to practice the tools that we have. So if you are here today saying LinkedIn's not working for me, social media is not working for me, I'm here to tell you, you are not working the platform properly. And it's okay. You have to learn to work the tool, right? There are so many tools in this universe that when learned how to use properly, you can make millions, but when not used properly or practiced, you don't make any, right? It's like I tell my oldest son, we went to sign him up for soccer this year, and he said, I don't want to play soccer. I'm not any good at it. I'm really good at video games. I want to play video games. I'm like, Walker, the reason you're good at video games is because you play them all the time. The reason you're not good at soccer is because you play once a week during soccer practice. You would be just as bad at video games if you played once a week, right? It's the tool that you use or don't use, that you problem solve and practice and commit to learning the tool and the game, right? Just like variables in business, okay? So the thing is, until you start making dozens of types of content every week, video, type form, photos, until you get relentless realizing that you must be on media to be present in 2022. It is how business happens. Until you commit that content writing is for you because I'm in an online business, right? Until you get yourself out of denial that you don't have to do the work, you are not going to see the success. Guys, there are weeks, Lisa can speak to this. She does post all my content for me. There are weeks I abhor writing content. I don't feel like it, but I know it makes me money. Why does it make me money? Because I show up relentlessly providing value and people know I'm open for business, right? One of the things I want to say here, some of you are resisting writing a lot of content. Some of you are riding the coattails of your previous success. How many of you are OGs who have a reputation and have been successful in the past? Okay. I know I flatlined when I figured the system out on Facebook. I hit 6 figures and my business started to flatline because I had success, but I just kept doing the same thing and it didn't work anymore, right? It was a saturated market, right? But regardless, if you've been successful, but now you aren't finding success, I'll ask you a couple of questions, and we'll talk about this in a second. But if you have found success and have been an OG, successful in the past, we see this with some clients. They come in and they're high 6, 7-figure earners in their businesses, and they can't grow anymore because they're not, you know why? I love this quote, success is the beginning of the end. Write that down. Success is the beginning of the end. Why? Because you're not willing to do things differently because you've had success doing it the old way, right? And so it is the beginning of the end if you're not open to doing things differently because the economy, the way we market, business changes. Don't believe me? Think about OG as an original gangster. OGs are original gangsters. Sorry. My age is coming out here. Think about it. IBM was an OG and they didn't think or do differently. Are they still as successful and profitable as they were? No, because they didn't pivot, market, and do things differently. I love the quote, success is the beginning of the end. We have to be willing to do things differently, right? And adapt to the market in order to continue to thrive. So don't let previous success be the beginning of the end for you. Are you struggling to generate leads on Facebook and Instagram? Do you want to attract and close more high quality leads without having to rely on ads and the hustle of Instagram and Facebook? Most service-based online business owners are stuck trying to build their audiences and launches using overly saturated Facebook groups, ads, and DMing strategies, and they are struggling. But there's a better place and way to connect with ideal clients. It's on LinkedIn. You guys, you know me, Melissa Hinault. I've tapped into the power of LinkedIn to generate leads and grow 6 and 7-figure businesses online. We just hit 6 figures just last month, and 80% of our 6-figure sales were from organic leads, not from ads. I teach all types of business owners how to attract and close their ideal clients with ease. I'm hosting a free masterclass where I'm teaching how to generate thousands of high-quality leads on LinkedIn without paying a fortune with Facebook ads and without exhausting yourself trying to stand out in a saturated market. Imagine generating warm leads instead of cold ones with ads, resulting in a higher conversion rate. Imagine marketing to an audience with the money mindset and the income to invest in what you have to offer. Register for free today at our website, www.burnouttoallout.co. That's www.burnouttoallout.co, or jump into my free Facebook community, Burnout to All Out, and just make a post in there and say, hey, I need a concierge. Get me signed up for this next workshop. Can't wait to see you on the back end. Next up, I'd love for you to just listen to some of our clients currently in the academy and listen to how they're winning with our strategies.
You also have the accountability of the entire group. There is a lot of people that are jumping on board with this academy. And so they're all giving you their thoughts, their input. And to me, that support and that accountability is incredible as well, because there's a lot of different minds coming together, a lot of professional minds, and we're all, in the market of social selling and e-commerce, right? And so we all have different ideas, and the suggestions from other people are just really, really powerful as well. So, stick to those guidelines, and you guys, you make the investment, and you make the investment in yourself, and that's to further you, but it's also to further and grow your business. So, it's just a great benefit all the way around. If you're committed and ready to do it, go in, full force and make it worth it.
Okay. Now, one of 3 things is probably your problem if you're not successful on social right now. Okay. One of 3 things. Number 1 is that maybe you've just lost your zest and zeal and tenacity for what you do, right? Many times we're not motivated to write content because we've lost the zeal for our business. And I mean, there's different directions you can go with that. Number 1, if you've been successful and you're just tired of doing it, hey, hang your hat up on that. Go start another business, find another passion project, right? Find a new way to get re-engaged, reignited, dig deep into your why, what excites you, right? Like, make a choice, reignite the fire or start something else, right? So if you've lost the zeal, figure out why, find your zeal, or go find a new passion to have the zest for, and the content will start flowing because you'll be passionate about it, right? Number 2 is the audacity, and I already talked about this a little bit. Number 2 is the audacity that what you've done in the past to grow your business is enough, right? I will say that again. The audacity to think that what you've done in the past to grow your business is enough. I can expand upon that. We, as a company, ran into that this summer, right? We had generated a lot of leads. We got really busy with the business, and the CEO, yours truly, stopped writing content. I stopped writing content because I wasn't doing what I said I'd do. I got busy building the business, leading the business, coaching the team. I actually stopped doing what was working for us. And they talk about it being the beginning of the end. We had such raving fans and just clients coming in from word of mouth that why do the work? It's coming to us. It's coming to us, right? But when I stopped telling my story online and I stopped showing up on social, slowly we stopped getting leads into our businesses, right? If people don't know you're open for business, how can they find you? How can they find you, right? So we about faced at the end of the summer and revamped our marketing campaign. And I got militant about posting on social. If you go to my feed now and you follow me, it's everywhere. And what's happened? We doubled our enrollments for our workshop this week. We maxed out our Zoom line because you know why? People have been engaged and following me on social because I've been giving. I've been giving and giving and giving. I've been showing up and people know what I'm about, right? They know who I serve and if it's relevant for them because I'm creating enough content that they're either aligned to me or they're not, right? Okay. 3 things that could be holding you back from growing your business, right? I said audacity, that what you've done in the past is enough. You can only ride your own coattail for so long before you're done, right? Number 2, you've lost the zeal or tenacity to go after it. Number 3, if all of those are true and you're like, no, Melissa, I've got all that, then you've got the wrong network, right? If your content's spot on, if you're showing up, if you're willing to adapt, you've got the zeal and the tenacity, and your content, again, is on point, then you've got the wrong network. And you need to grow the right network because if you had the right network, it would align to them and they would engage, right? So the question is, who is going to do the work to get good at it, right? It is an art. We talked about LeBron James and the basketball and why he makes millions with that tool. Why many people in social selling make millions while others don't. They've mastered writing content. They've mastered it. So the question is, are you going to do the work? The work looks like cranking out a ton of content every week, whether you feel like it or not. Whether you're 100% confident it's the right content to put out. And then after action reviewing your content to see who engaged and what content, what's resonating the most. Go study the people that you aspire to be and ask yourself, why is their content resonating with me? How do I emulate that? How do I copy that? It's the people who are rolling up their sleeves and they're doing the work that are getting the results. It's no different than basketball practice. You have to show up and write every week. Get on video every week. If you don't like to write, get on video. If you don't like to get on video, get on podcast, right? You can write articles, you can write videos, you can do polls, you can do newsletters, right? But you have to do the work. The opportunity in the internet space right now, guys, I am like, my mind is blown with the engagement we had on day 1 of our workshop today. There are so many people across this planet on the internet right now that are ready for you to sell to, for your services and your product. But if you want to sell things, you need to make it easier for people to buy from you. I'm going to say this one more time. If you want to sell things, you need to make it easier for people to buy from you. Okay? Which means you have to be creating content. So you need to double down, right? You need to double down. In the academy, you can go restudy the modules on how to create content. You need to commit to creating the content. And you need to sign up for our social media content feedback sessions to get real-time feedback with our coaches so that you can progress. Because we can't just study how to do burpees. We have to do the damn burpees, right? I'm going to say that one more time. We can't just study how to do burpees. We have to do the damn burpees. That's how we get better, right? As athletes on social, we have to write the content. No matter how bad it sucks, you'll get better at it, right? Study other people in the group that are crushing it. See how their content connects, evolves, attracts. Study who attracts you and why, right? Okay. All right. I think that was it. Okay. Tough love. I told you guys it was a tough love day. I was like, I got to be tough on these guys. I listened to this most amazing podcast by Gary Vee, and it just made me think, gosh, I need to relay this message to you guys. So let me know over in the chat. Many of you are watching right now. What are you committed to? What are you committed to when it comes to upping your game on social? There is nothing more important to grow your business right now than creating copy that includes value add to the people you're trying to attract. And if you're not sitting down and protecting time to do it, you are leaving millions of dollars on the table because the internet doesn't know you're open for business. People do not know where to find you or who you are or what you have to offer. Okay? All right. That is my tough love from me to you. Guys, please, please, please introduce anyone in your network to our workshop this week over in the Burnout to All Out community. And you guys get savvy at repurposing stuff and breaking things down. You know, I'm reading a book right now, and each chapter I'm highlighting, and I'm taking little paragraphs and making weeks worth of content and mindness right now. Mindset. That's the word I want to use. If you go look at I think it's my post today. It's an excerpt of like a ton of stuff I'm studying right now. And when my brain just starts to flow, I just start writing, and then I can just chop it up into a series of posts for a week or 2 weeks. And listen, as you're doing it, you may not feel like, gosh, you'd rather be on the phone with the prospect making a sell or a deal, right? But you have to attract them first to you through your content, right? Okay. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys soon inside the Academy. Thanks for listening to the Burnout to All Out podcast. For free resources, materials, or information on my coaching services, go ahead over to livethefreelife.co. That's livethefreelife.co, or check out our Facebook community at Burnout to All Out, and make sure you follow Burnout to All Out on Spotify and subscribe to iTunes. And it would truly mean the world to me if you paused for just a second, gave me that 5-star review of the show, and be sure to share this episode with any burnouts you think would be inspired to go all out after hearing this episode.